Okay, let's dive in. We're really getting into the weeds today with some serious professional video hardware, specifically the Bluefish444 Epoch 4K Neutron card. Let's call it the Bluefish Neutron. Yeah, a bit of a mouthful otherwise.
Mm.
So our goal here is simple. Quickly unpack what makes this card, essential for those high-end workflows. Think broadcast graphics, post-production, even mobile setups.
Right. And at its core, it's a full-height, half-length PCIe card, uses a 4-lane slot. It's really built for flexibility, handling lots of I/O and processing simultaneously.
Flexibility. Okay. Let's talk I/O then. How does the signal actually get in and out? That seems key.
It is. You've got 3 main BNC connectors. They're independent, and they handle 3G, HG, or SD-SDI signals.
And crucially, they're bidirectional.
Exactly. That's a huge deal. Means you can use the same physical connector to either send video out or bring video in simultaneously across the different connectors.
Ah, so you could be capturing on one while playing out on another.
Yeah.
Or even, can you do both on one?
Well, you use one connector for input or output at any given time, but having 3 independent ones means you can mix and match ingest and play out across them. Really cuts down on needing multiple cards or tons of cables.
Gotcha. Okay. And resolution. We mentioned 4K in the name.
Yep, it handles up to DCI or UHD 4K, but at 30 frames per second.
And getting 4K across SDI usually means more than one cable.
That's right. Typically, you'd use dual-link 3G SDI, so 2 of those BNCs working together to carry the 4K signal. It keeps things reliable.
Makes sense. But you mentioned speed earlier, not just resolution. Latency is a big factor here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Especially for live stuff or, say, remote QC where timing is everything. The latency on this card is incredibly low. We're talking subfield or even subframe delay.
Subframe. Wow. So virtually real time then.
Pretty much. If you're doing quality control remotely, you can't have lag between the source and what you're seeing. This minimizes that drastically. Non-negotiable for some jobs.
Okay, so 3 main BNCs doing the heavy lifting. What else is on the back? Any other connections?
Yeah, you get a standard HDMI output just for monitoring, very handy. And there's also a dedicated BNC input specifically for reference sync, Genlock.
Standard stuff, but vital.
Definitely vital. And here's a neat trick. You can actually configure one of those 3 main bidirectional BNCs to act as a second reference input if you need it.
Oh, interesting. So instead of video, it takes sync.
Exactly. Gives you built-in redundancy for your sync signal without using up another slot or device. Pretty smart design.
That is smart. Okay, let's shift from connections to image quality itself. You mentioned processing power, things like 12-bit processing.
Yeah, the signal path inside the card is 12-bit. The processing is 12-bit, and it has this quite sophisticated 4x4 by 33-bit color matrix for conversions.
So 12-bit, most broadcasts is 10-bit, right? What's the real advantage for the user there?
It's about headroom and fidelity, especially if you're dealing with HDR content or footage that needs heavy color grading. That extra bit depth 12-bit gives you 4 times the color information of 10-bit, helps prevent banding artifacts, and just gives you a cleaner result, smoother gradients.
Right, more subtle tones. Okay, and how does this plug into different systems? Is it platform specific?
Nope, that's another strength. It's compatible across Mac, Windows, and Linux.
Nice. And what if your computer doesn't have a PCIe slot, like a laptop?
Good point. You can install it in an external Thunderbolt enclosure. Companies like Sonnet make these, so you can connect it to, say, a MacBook Pro or a small form factor PC.
Ah, okay. And those enclosures, do they add latency or bottleneck the card?
That's always a consideration with external solutions. But for the 4K30 performance level of this card, modern Thunderbolt 3 or 4 has plenty of bandwidth. You generally won't see a performance hit compared to an internal slot for this specific card's capabilities. And sometimes those enclosures even let you pop in a second PCI card, like maybe a RAID controller, alongside the Neutron. So you can build a pretty powerful, compact external unit.
Very cool. Okay, what about audio? Often gets overlooked.
It handles audio too. Supports 16 channels of embedded SDI audio, both input and output. Plus, it can pass through Dolby digital encoded audio streams.
16 channels is standard for SDI. Good.
Yeah.
And any other sort of hardware features on board? Memory, special chips?
Yeah, it has 256 megabytes of onboard RAM, which helps with buffering and processing. And a really key feature is the hardware downstream keyer.
Downstream keyer. So for graphics, like lower thirds.
Exactly. It's dedicated hardware on the card specifically for overlaying graphics or titles onto the video output. The key thing is, it does this without using your main computer's CPU power.
Ah, so it offloads that task. Keeps playback smooth, especially if the main system is busy.
Precisely. Hugely important for live graphics or just ensuring stable playout when you're pushing the system hard.
And it sounds like they include some software, too. It's not just the hardware you're buying.
Correct. You get a free download of their Store software, which is for multi-channel recording. And maybe even more valuable for developers or integrators, you get their cross-platform SDK.
SDK, software development kit, so you can write your own custom applications to control the card.
Yes. If you're building complex automated systems or integrating it into a specific broadcast environment, that SDK is gold. Lets you really tailor it to your workflow.
Right. Gives you that deep control.
So pulling it all together, you're looking at a card, part number EB3006B, that costs $2,695 US. It's clearly aimed at serious professional use, comes with a solid 3-year warranty, and it's also TAA compliant.
TAA compliant.
Yeah.
Meaning it meets U.S. government procurement standards.
Exactly. Important if you're selling systems into government, education, or military contracts. It ticks that box.
Okay, so final thought here. We've talked a lot about the hardware specs, the 12-bit processing, the low latency, the versatile I/O. But this card also comes with that SDK and the in-store software. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of the, well, nearly $2,700 value is tied up not just in the physical card itself, but in that software ecosystem? The ability it gives you to develop custom solutions and potentially save huge amounts of engineering time in those really complex, demanding workflows. Something to think about when you're spec'ing out your next system.